Good morning. Today I am present before you with the topic Comparing and Contrasting Ramanujan and Agha Shahid Ali as the poets of cross-cultural sensibility. Before comparing and contrasting Ramanujan and Agha Shahid Ali's poetry, it is better to know what is cross-cultural sensibility. Cross-cultural sensibility is the quality of being aware of other cultures. It means an acceptance of other cultures. A person who is culturally sensitive as well as culturally sensible is aware that there could be differences between their culture and another person's, and that these differences could affect their relationship and the way they communicate with each other. A culturally sensible person would understand other countries' traditions and ways of life, or attempt to learn and apply new understanding. Importantly, culturally sensible persons attempt to be free from prejudices and preconceptions about other cultures. Both A.K. Ramanujan and Agha Shahid Ali show this cross-cultural sensibility in their respective works. In one of his poems, Ramanujan says, I quote, "I must seek and will find my particular hell only in my Hindu mind." Unquote. It is, however, not easy to assume whether Ramanujan enlivens the hackneyed America or modernizes ancient India by employing cultural metaphors of two civilizations. In such a dialogic frame, Ramanujan relies so much on the root of memory that in poem after poem there is an effort to establish a link between himself and his Hindu past and background. There is evidence of a Hindu sensibility, and all the poetic energy is spent in recognizing the Hindu world, and rarely we get a feel of the operation of this Hindu sensibility in its daily encounter with life, its rhythms and pulsations. The poet achieves the effects with a precision that can catch all the subtle nuances of the vibrations of this Hindu sensibility. Ramanujan's poetry is not spatial, being confined to an insect, a street dog, a window, a river, or a culture, but it is most of the time temporal, with a consciousness of the past memory being the driving force of his poetry. Almost all the poems of Ramanujan show the cross-cultural sensibility in one way or the other. In the poem Death and the Good Citizen, he says, I quote, "They will cremate me in Sanskrit and sandalwood." Unquote. Later in the same poem he says, I quote, "My tissue will never graft, will never know newsprint, never grow in a culture." Unquote. The poem titled Waterfalls in a Bank also show cross-cultural sensibility of Ramanujan, though the poems are mostly having the touch of Hinduism, but at times they show the reference of other cultures and religions too. Coming to the next poet, Agha Shahid Ali, we can say that he was the famous Kashmiri American poet and self-described multiple exile. Undoubtedly the most accomplished English language poet of the modern era. He drew on the lyric poetry tradition of the ghazal while joining it with Western poetic influences, including the sounds and rhythms of the English language. His range of conventions covering two very different poetic traditions were truly multicultural. Cross-cultural sensibility is very much evident in works of Agha Shahid Ali. Both Ramanujan and Agha Shahid Ali can be compared and contrasted on various levels. In the poem titled Seasons of the Plains, Agha Shahid Ali shows the great Urdu culture that preceded partition and also presented how it helped in enhancing the poetic universe of Agha Shahid Ali. He writes in his poem Snowman, I quote, "My ancestor, a man of Himalayan snow, came to Kashmir." Unquote. Through this poem, Ali has shown how cross-cultural sensibility operates in his work. Both Ramanujan and Agha Shahid Ali are not staunch advocates of their own religions, namely Hinduism and Islam. Rather, they were adeptly present how various cultures in India are blended with each other. The poems written by these writers show that they saw unity in diversity and henceforth represented this view through their poems. When Agha Shahid Ali talks about "for that invisible blue god referring to Krishna, we come to realize that even after being a Muslim, he has faith and belief in Hinduism. This becomes an evidence of the poet's cross-cultural sensibility. It can be concluded that both Ramanujan and Agha Shahid Ali are poets of great merit and mettle. Cross-cultural sensibility is seen in their works, and poems composed by them are examples of national integrity. A close look at the poems of these poets show how they, being of different religions, presented love for all religions and cultures. Their reverence is shown in their respective works. The cross-cultural sensibility depicted in the works of these poets makes them different from other Indo-Anglian poets. The poets should be applauded for they believe in the concept of unity in diversity, and at the same time for presenting an integrated picture of India through their respective works. So both these poets were trying to establish this cross-cultural sensibility because it was actually the need of the hour. Rather, it is actually the need of the hour. I hope this video proves to be of help to all of you. Please do like, share and subscribe to the channel and click on the bell icon to get the latest updates. Thank you for watching the video. I wish all of you a great day ahead.